Yo, what is good, my quick crypto family and coin factory family? Apologies, I'm a little late. I had to get some water and had to talk to certain people before I got on stream, but we're back, we're here, we're finally online. Welcome back once again to the quick crypto coin factory family. Hopefully you had a great weekend, everybody, and welcome and looking forward to what we're going to be covering in today's stream. As you can tell from the title, Kaspa beat Bitcoin in one day. Those who don't know what I'm referring to, Kaspa made history in a big way yesterday with over 158 million transactions in a 24-hour time frame, which is just off what Bitcoin can do in a year. That's something. That is something. We'll get to that post in a moment. We've got some posts regarding Wall Street now getting active in regards to their first staking ETF as well, which is really cool. And as we can see from the market chart, Bitcoin rallying and trying to make all-time highs, printing all-time highs day after day. Bitcoin currently valued at $125,333. Currently up 1.47% on the daily time frame. Even Ethereum right now is rallying up 4.2%, valued at $4,704 as well. We are looking very strong, very bullish in the market, and that's off the back of the government shutdown. US government shutdown pushed investors to Bitcoin as a safe haven asset, according to Bloomberg. As of course, we can see gold is still rallying more and more because, again, it's exploding right now today, actually up 1.86%, because again, a lot of uncertainty in the markets in regards to the current monetary system, and again, fiat, the dollar, deteriorating more and more. So gold is a safe haven. Bitcoin also is the digital safe haven. We're seeing these assets rally, and therefore crypto is rallying with it right now as well. XRP currently up 4.25% on the daily time frame, still trading within that zone of 7.428 cents. Nothing's changed much on that front. We'll get to all the rest of the posts in this stream. Before we do, welcome back again, everybody, to the channel once more. Navy, welcome back, bro, first indeed. You got Kryptoni here, who tuned in second, who said, not if I remove your comment. Looks like Mr. Mars level power is getting to his head, as I'd expect. But welcome back, Navy, as well as you to Mr. Kryptoni, welcome back, brother. LB as well, welcome back, my man, who's doing very well. Yo to you too, my man. Dimitar, finally, let's go, welcome back, brother. And yes, LB, we are live on the check-in again, welcome back. Gosu again, and Brett, the regulars, as always, tuning in once more. Jay, I've got a thought for you, hear me out. Oh, okay, I'm looking forward to what you're going to say, but anytime I hear me out, it's always followed by the most diabolical sentence known to man. So we'll have to wait and see what you say. I'm not holding out any hope just yet, I'll be so honest. But yes, welcome back to the channel, everybody. I've had a great weekend so far, and we'll get into the content straight away. First and foremost, look at Scalability first, just because again I think it's a nice place to start off right now. You can see, looking at Scalability, we're currently only seeing 24 TPS. That's purely because of the test has now officially concluded. So we're going back to what we tend to regularly see with Kaspa right now, which is not that much, but we did see history happen just a few days ago. Where we saw 158 million transactions in just one day, which Bitcoin has managed to achieve 160 over the past year. So Kaspa is basically beating out what Bitcoin can do in a year time frame in just one day. Again, a true testament to Kaspa and its superiority. So as I get into this more so from here, I'm going to start off here first and foremost. This is a post responding to Kaspa Silver, which I think is a very generic and understandable post, which I think we all have a similar emotional connection to. Kaspa Silver, like myself, says here that we don't particularly talk about price because I'm committed to the long run and would only change my decision if there was some clear factor telling me to do so now. Feels like the first time I'm actually feeling really exhausted from the Kaspa price action. Here, what still remains true to me, fundamentally Kaspa continues to only get stronger, simply the price doesn't reflect it yet, in my opinion. And I think, yes, this is a very logical and rational thought process, and I think we're all in a similar spot. We can all evidently see that Kaspa fundamentally is only getting stronger and stronger, it's getting better and better, but the price is just simply not reflecting that. And more people, while believing in Kaspa, they're getting exhausted by the price. But again, from my sentiment, this is the design. This is what's happening by design, by the market makers, by the smart money, to get you to feel this way so then you can sell your bags. That's how I perceive it. And we've got this post here following up from that, from Ski, from Ludwig as well, and from Dr. Boston Hyperwork also, where Ski talked about here how Binance is probably wallet 2, but coincidentally how you saw the moment that Binance launched their futures, that was at all-time high for Kaspa pretty much. Kaspa peaked when Binance launched futures. When the largest exchange in the world launches futures on an asset, especially without launching a spot in tandem, it allows the market makers to short and buy spot. This has been the playbook of Binance and Wintermute all cycles, as Marty Party points out very often. Short perps while farming fees and buy spot, buy the dip, and come out delta neutral or positive. This is why our cycle has lasted longer, and it seems every move in crypto retraces 50% or more. So the belief therefore is that wallet 2 is more than likely going to be either Binance or it is Wintermute, because they are actively acting as market makers are doing. They're shorting the price to basically be able to spot buy at cheaper value, and then accumulating more and more and more. Eventually they can end up launching their spot listing at a profit effectively. And this is good for 2 reasons. One, because there should be a Binance spot listing soon. Not that Wintermute has created a mini bear market and has been able to accumulate cheap Kaspa, but they are about to turn into a top wallet. They are literally just off the cusp. They currently got 950 million Kaspa. Just short of that 1 billion Kaspa mile, which would put them into Aquaman, and they will be surpassing Vexy. They're about to be in the #1 wallet holding Kaspa, which is a very big feat. And of course, it's confirmed that Binance is working with Kaspa on wallet integration and are probably waiting to be done accumulating before the announcement. And the second reason why is because Kaspa is a fair launch. Binance would have to accumulate Kaspa on their own dime. There's an incentive moving into a parabolic phase of the bull market now, and to send things into another way and reprice Kaspa much higher. And of course, Dr. Hyperwork also agrees effectively with his observation, saying that Binance is the world's biggest casino. It has never been interested in advancing the course of blockchain technology, only in making money and destroying a lot of value on the way. The CZ stands for Cancer Zone. And I think, again, that is something that while we do ultimately only blame Mexi for manipulation, and while definitely, I think, valid to blame Mexi for it, Mexi, of course, was the only exchange that's been paid for a listing, so therefore they have no real incentive to keep capital price up, so they can manipulate it. But you've got to remember, again, Binance launching futures without a spot near Kaspa's all-time high. It's been downhill since. So, and I've been saying this time and time again, those who've been saying, let's just pay for a Binance listing, I'm saying Binance is the biggest exchange in the world. They are the ones who manipulate every crypto the most. They have, and we're seeing some seemingly sources and speculation evidence now saying that Binance futures is the reason why Kaspa has been going down continuously from here. They've been accumulating at every dip and shorting to get the price lower. The frustration setting in, the sentiment setting in, people are getting very, very tired, feeling exhausted right now of Kaspa, but we do understand that Binance are talking to Kaspa. We know they're trying to sort stuff out. We believe the listing will come through, and this is, again, if we did pay for Binance listing, I think this would all be for naught. If Binance had paid for a listing right now, it'd all be for naught. They would just simply get the money and then make the price they wouldn't care at all. With Binance now doing all this hard work to send Kaspa so far down, when they eventually list, the price is going to reverse like crazy, in my belief, and catch up with the emissions, as Crypto20 has also just highlighted here as well. I agree, it'll catch up with the emissions most definitely. People are not upset with the price. People are upset with the price, but do not understand the emissions are way higher than adoption rate still. The longer that happens, the bigger the squeeze is on the supply, and when adoption catches up with the emissions. Precisely right. Welcome back, Jedi Jason. 160 transactions. I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that. 160 million. 160 million tests, I think that is 160 million. The 160 million is just what Bitcoin tends to do over a year in transactions. And yesterday, there was a test conducted on Kaspa on the mainnet, courtesy of Crypto20 and others, where they just basically tried to push Kaspa to the limit and send as many transactions as possible, and we achieved 158 million, which is just short of what Bitcoin can achieve in a year, but Kaspa did that in one day, which is significant, very significant. Welcome back, Kenny. Josh, you're doing very, very well, man. I hope Grayscale is going to this Kaspa. It's not in the top 50 anymore. I mean, yeah, Kaspa has fallen out of that ranking momentarily, which is unfortunate. Currently at number 53, But again, I think that will eventually turn as the cycle is now flipping more bullish as well. And Kaspa hopefully will start catching up in the coming months or whatever. Grayscale listing Kaspa, they've considered them before. They're not considering it right now, from my understanding. But again, understanding what Kaspa is and the incentive behind it, I'm sure that incentive and narrative to get involved with Kaspa again will come back. Welcome back, Double D, bro. You're doing very, very well. And you too, Dung Knight, Tao, doing good today. Bullrun Kaspa as well. Great stuff. Love to hear, my man. And yes, we can see Tao right now up 11%. Looking very, very bullish today, all honesty. Has similarly gone through quite a tough long road like Kaspa. Down about 55%, which is a bit more than Kaspa is right now. Kaspa's down about 60%, 65%. But yeah, Tao again being that AI project, also having connections to Grayscale with an AI, large AI fund and whatnot. Tao again is one that I think will do very, very well in this coming cycle, and might even run a little longer because AI has its own unique playbook from what I have been looking at through my VIP information, through what I tell my VIPs. Kaspa is doing so good, but it looks like other cryptos and Binance are looking at Kaspa as a truth or as a threat. As a threat, probably. Yes, I mean, I do think that people do perceive Kaspa as a threat, and they are probably manipulating it and suppressing it, but I think there's only so much they can do, try to keep it down before it eventually just turns tail and starts running. We've hit bottom. On the top of that, we are exhausted. Below, range sellers naturally. I mean, yeah, I do believe so, that I think we have probably hit the bottom here, being what we saw back here at 6.5 cents. I'd argue that we're nearing that bottom right now after seeing Kaspa hit this level of support repeatedly. It does depend on Bitcoin ultimately, but I think that we are seeing repeated bears trying to push Kaspa down, and it's holding strong at 7.4 every time. So you could argue this is actually the ultimate support for Kaspa now, and it should start making that move upwards from here. But for me, again, worst case, Kaspa comes down to 6.5 cents maybe if you do see a reversal and a downtrend and headwinds. But right now, I think the tailwinds are going to start pushing crypto up higher and higher again. Bitcoin making that all-time high. I think the tailwinds are going to push Bitcoin a lot higher from here on out as well. Catching back up to that M2 supply, as we can see, going a hell of a lot higher. Welcome back, True Forever. Kaspa indeed. Yes, Kaspa is going to do very well. And Bufflex also right. If you enjoy the streams, be doing this stuff every single day. Leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more, my man. I mentioned 150 million transactions in the chat yesterday before it was released. Imagine 332 or 100 BPS. Yeah, I mean, I remember you saying that actually yesterday. You're like, oh, we could hit 150. I was like, if we manage to surpass 60 million, that's insane. 150 is insane. 158 is ridiculous in a day. As we could actually see if we read on a little bit further here as well. Nick, again, whilst our main bearish on the price action, which a lot of people are right now, Kaspa managing to process 158 million transactions is an incredible feat. That is roughly around a quarter of the amount of Visa handles. So that is insane. And I love it as well. I mean, Nick is someone who I just very much I love in the community, purely because he is someone who's just so negative, but is like, he's become the Kaspa troll at the same time as well. Like, are you finally coming back to Kaspa here? No. I don't know why. I don't watch his posts very often, but I do find it very entertaining because he's just so I don't know, he's very blunt and negative. And then people who are like well renowned in the space, like Wolfie and Ludwig and Kaspa, Guru here, those lot tend to also interact with Nick, and it's always like a laugh back and forth, just kind of having a little digs at each other. But I agree. I do fundamentally agree. You've seen exhaustion and price action definitely growing more and more. The idea that, Binance again is part of the reason why Kaspa's been correcting so much repeatedly time and time again due to the future to no spot listing, but hopefully that'll turn tail soon with Wallet 2 soon to become Wallet 1. And then again, the fact that we saw such an incredible feat. Yes, price action sucks, but 158 million transactions is proof that Kaspa can handle everything and more of what we want to see, and it's still early days. I saw a post highlighting that what we are actually in is phase 1 of 3 in Kaspa's like game plan, if you will. Phase 1 of 3. That's pretty insane if you think about it. And that's also, again, I've been saying it time and time again, I think Kaspa's a 30% complete project. That's Son Polinsky apparently. Well, I saw the post, I think it was Tony who put it in yesterday. Tony put it in yesterday in the Kaspa channel. I pinned it as well, I'm pretty sure. Yes. It was regarding where is it? Yeah, so in the particular, it says Transaction per second TPS is still at this phase is still low. So Polinsky said that Kaspa is still in phase 1 of 3 phases. And I believe it was highlighted in this Telegram link as well, which I am not a part of, so I'll need to join that at another date. But yes, again, Kaspa's extremely early. Price does suck. Of course, we aren't ignorant to that, but when you're seeing Kaspa fundamentally so sound, achieving a quarter of what Visa does, is a true test of what Kaspa can actually do. And we've got to see higher TPS coming through with Dag Knight, with 32 or 100 BPS, as LB highlights here. We are in for a true treat of Kaspa, and the listings, again, while not here yet, they will be coming through soon enough. There's this video here, which, you know, is in Korean, I believe. So you can't, I mean, I don't know if anyone speaks Korean here, but we have got a translation here from people in the community who are apparently speaking to Justin Sun, so the CEO of HTX. He got asked about Kaspa, and Lilium just said, yes, HTX, we have a contract, working hard to get a listing in it. So people now are basically talking to Justin Sun, talking to HTX, getting Kaspa listed on HTX, which would be, again, a very positive listing for Kaspa. We can see HTX right now, sitting at number 10, currently doing 4.3 billion 24-hour trading volume with 6 million weekly visitors. It's quite a big exchange, one of the biggest in the Asian region, around like the OKX as well. So it would be a very, very impressive listing for Kaspa and probably help more of the price. I'm not necessarily saying a FOMO candle. I think at this point, only really Binance and Coinbase can cause that, maybe OKX. But you still see a big rally, I think, off the back of that, being such a big exchange with lots of volume and adoption. So HTX will be coming soon enough. You'll see Crypto.com come soon enough, probably Gemini. You'll see Binance and Coinbase, I'm sure, in a matter of time as well. The pieces are starting to fall together bit by bit. Now, as we continue on talking more so about how Kaspa beat Bitcoin in one day. Kaspa Commons puts here, Kaspa processed 158 million transactions in a single day. This milestone demonstrates what scalable proof of work can achieve. Kaspa's DOSTAG architecture can handle real-world high-volume throughput without slowing or centralizing. It proves parallel block confirmation works at scale, something that everyone's been saying Kaspa can't do this. Any Bitcoin maximalist who says Kaspa's not being used, while it's technically true right now, you've seen proof now that it can be used. The question is no longer about Kaspa can't do it. It's a question of Kaspa's not being doing it, is not happening right now. Okay. But it can do it. We've seen tests. Kaspa can handle 158 million transactions in a day, and that's still phase 1 of 3. So when adoption starts coming through, Kaspa will be able to handle it comfortably. It established the new benchmark for decentralized performance among layer 1 networks. It shows the network's readiness for more than financial transfers, including future data and compute layers. It reinforces Kaspa's position as a foundation for scalable permissionless infrastructure. It fulfills Bitcoin's original vision of a peer-to-peer digital cash and trustless settlement at global scale, because Bitcoin can't do this now, and Bitcoin's 17, 18 years old. Kaspa's doing this now. So this is a massive congratulations all in all. And so Michael Sun also here highlights the milestone in the Discord server as well. Again, 158,441,966 transactions done in a day span is an incredible accomplishment for Kaspa, and we'll see a lot more coming through. Again, we see what Kaspa can achieve comparatively to Bitcoin right now. And for previous reference as well, the milestones for Kaspa have jumped leaps and bounds. The first major milestone we saw was off the back of KYC 20. We saw 15.8 million transactions happen in a day, which, you know, surpassed many of the more notable proof of stake chains. So Kaspa already surpassed many others what they could do in a day, in a particular instance here. Then we saw about a week ago or so, Crypto OD and the community managed to achieve 63 million, also very impressive. And now we've seen 158 million. This is the top 3 days by accepted transaction count coming to Kaspa. Phase 1 of 3. The price does not reflect what Kaspa is fundamentally doing, but the price will reflect that because the technology is so sound and it's still developing and improving more and more and more. As a result of this, we saw many exchanges crash, Gate, Bybit, MEXC, withholding deposits, suspending it because they could not handle it. They could not handle the fast proof of work system. The APIs could not handle it. We also saw issues in the hash rate as well, where people are then saying that it's being controlled by a single entity and it's just dumping it. And Aspect came out saying that's not correct at all. I've observed outreach done by Kaspa community to miners during the Crescendo hard fork. It looks like an anomaly in the monitoring node, which is the node going in sync due to a large number of transactions, or some sort of network event like a reorg. Due to recent influx of transactions on the network, so the test we saw, the stress test, some nodes were not meeting the MSR, which would start and temporarily go into catch-up, so sync mode. So we just saw the hash rate have situations earlier where it was kind of crashing, but that was just again due to the system not being able to keep up with Kaspa. So the API is again struggling. An API issue more than anything else. Crypto already made a post here just in the FUD saying that we've seen exchanges, deposit withdrawals, layer 2 bridging, everything suffering from our speed test. And there's only one reason. Decentralized exchanges and layer 2s are not competent enough to turn on an RBF style deposit or withdrawal function. Generally, a centralized exchange will take a 10 Kaspa fee and put it all in their pocket, all while charging the absolute minimum. Whereas it would simply take 0.01 Kaspa network fee for their withdrawal and deposit to fly through effortlessly. It is greed and laziness. Kaspa Layer 2 has also made the same mistake again with bridging. That's why there's lag with them as well. Kaspa, they have no issues. Kaspa worked perfectly fine. So when we see vPools come through, this should likely not be an issue too much. The exchanges who are not running on Kaspa and Casplex who are again have their own RBF system, like not following along Kaspa's same one, they will experience issues. The API will struggle. But Kaspa work perfectly fine. So in other news, there's a very sophisticated discussion about tweaking minimum fee structures with Dev currently, but they have nothing to do with issues surrounding exchanges or layer 2 problems. So they're going to, right now it looks like there has been a discussion, and it is an ongoing discussion right now I've been hearing regarding changing the fee structure to basically reward miners a bit better as well. But in regards to what the exchange is going to do in the layer 2s and Casplex and whatnot, they have to figure out, how to not have this issue happen in the future. Because if Kaspa want to be adopted at a global scale, you can't be experiencing these issues. If you're going down, you're not going to be utilized. Right now, the workaround was to set your fee to the higher priority and watch your transaction go through sub-seconds. If you put it at low priority, you get put at the back of the queue of all the stress tests. You put it at high priority, you get put at the front of the queue. Now, it means you've got to pay a slight premium. And by slight, I mean a very minimal slight premium. It's not much extra. But you have to pay slightly more of your Kaspa and a gas fee to get your Kaspa quicker or your transaction quicker. But we'll see what happens in regards to that in the future as well. Again, keep reiterating it, but I have to. Kaspa is a very, very small early project. And it's so much more to come through as well. For some forlorn recap for the deep dive on global payment settlement issues and Kaspa solution, check it out here. This is how Kaspa can become the ultimate standard of settlement for the planet, talking about Kaspa fixed the issue relying on the legacy banking rails like Swift, which I spoke about time and time again on this channel. People believe that XRP and Ripple will be the one to take over Swift, but we do understand the issue, shortcomings with Ripple and their centralization, which still both depend on the control. It's an upgrade to Swift, no doubt, but it's still centralized, so it's not really a change. It's just faster and cheaper than Swift is, but it's still the exact same protocol. Kaspa is significantly different. It's already supporting parallel block confirmation, and it's handling transactions at a significant speed. Of course, what Visa can do already, and they're still very early on. Kaspa fixes the dependency on legacy rails with its decentralization. Bridge token dependency in Ripple's model. Kaspa fixes by not binding the system to a single intermediary. It supports stablecoins, tokenized assets, and digital fiat natively. Of course, we'll see more of that with VPOX when it comes out later on. There's no issue of centralization because Kaspa is fully permissionless and secured by proof of work, resisting censorship and centralization, which is again a very, very big factor. High transaction infrastructure costs, Kaspa, block DAG, 0 reconciliation steps, again, very, very low price at scale, and everything else as well. Kaspa is, again, as we perceive it, the best solution to finance and should be able to onboard everything in the future to be. Kaspa has had no issues as a protocol. The issues we're seeing around Kaspa are the third parties who are unable to handle Kaspa. Exchanges, layer 2s, dApps, they can't handle Kaspa. Kaspa is doing perfectly fine. So when everything actually is able to build natively on Kaspa, the issues will be more will be less evident, or maybe even not there anymore. We're also seeing some interesting stuff as well about how, Kaspa, again, its goal to kind of take over as a generalized thing. We're seeing that our Kaspa's stock to flow ratio is also garnering attention. It's about to also surpass silver. Apparently it happened by next month, which would be a very, very big deal. Stock to flow ratio also tends to ascertain the value of an asset. So Kaspa is always about to overtake silver, which therefore would mean that Kaspa is more valuable than silver. How Bitcoin is perceived as more valuable than gold with our stock to flow ratio. This whole post here for Kaspa Silver gives a breakdown of exactly how it works, what it is. And Kaspa, therefore, if it overtakes silver, it will soon overtake gold, and then Bitcoin will be the next target as well. So this is also a very big deal. Other updates include the fact that the Kaspa file storage has launched now, which is really, really cool. I've been seeing stuff regarding the Kaspa Twitter page, the K, which is also, I think, in its final stages as well, of some regards. And we also got this little funny thing here as well, Nacho posting some like Mario Kart level thing with the Nacho cat, which I think is, quite a cute little thing. I'm not sure exactly how early this is in regards to, is actually a feasible game coming out right now? Is it just kind of an idea or something that could happen in the future? I'm not entirely sure. I'm sure you'll see many of these sort of designs coming to Kaspa. Again, gaming is a big part of kind of life. And I think Kaspa, if it can handle gaming, would also be a big market. I think gaming, those who've been following me for years now know that I do have a strong soft spot for gaming. I think gaming is going to be a very, very big market. I don't think this market's going to happen. It's going to be significant this time round. I think it's mainly going to be AI and real world assets that are going to take off this time around, but gaming will be a very, very big sector in the future. So if you can tap into gaming properly, I think you're going to be in a strong spot. That's quite cool to see Nacho doing that as well, which is ultimately fantastic news. So I'm going to get some questions real quickly, then recap what we spoke about here, listing wise, milestone wise, and then we'll get to some of the fundamental stuff as well regarding Grayscale, ETF finance, and ultimately the next big steps happening in the space, what to look forward to going forward as well. And yes, also Kryptoni, shout out to you, brother. Remembering, as you enjoy the content, definitely check out the physical server as well. You can also watch you can go to the pinned comments in the Kaspa channel and find the Plan K Endgame series as well, where you can literally find everything you want to find. So if you want to, again, lock in more so, learn more so, check out the physical server. Links right on screen right now. Kryptoni put in the chat already. Also down below in the description on my homepage here as well. I think it's all to give Binance something to launch on. Yeah, it could also be possible that, Kaspa is showcasing a lot of promise right now, and Binance are also potentially considering shifting over to Kaspa. It would not surprise me in the slightest that happened. I think it's good optimism. I hope that Kaspa drops a bit more. Honestly, I do as well. I want to get more cheap Kaspa. Good evening, Greta. Hope you're doing very, very well, my man. I'll come in December halving for Tau too. Tau could go on a big, very, very big rip with the market starting to turn bullish and a halving coming up. Tau could look very bullish from here. And yeah, also this stuff as well. Yeah, check out his affiliate links and take advantage of his deals. You also got a BYDFI as well, who's our no KYC, no VPN regulated exchange that we're currently affiliated with as well. You can get many, many benefits with them, like 70% discounts on all trades, a 1 month free trial to my VIP where we publish trade alerts, alpha information, live streams, and so much more. We provide more in there to level up more in crypto understanding and knowledge. So if you want to find that stuff out again, shout out to you again, Tony. Links are down below in the description and on my physical server as well and on my homepage. Binance needs to make money, and the only way to do it is to hold Kaspa and just keep buying as much as possible. I think it makes a lot of sense, the fact that, again, Kaspa peaked around Binance launching their futures and been going down ever since. That for me is probably if you ask me if Marathon the reason or if Mex is the reason, I'll say they're probably all playing a factor on Kaspa manipulation, but I say Binance is probably the biggest one. They haven't got a spot listing, true, but they have got futures, only futures. Meaning that the way they make money is going to be by shorting and then buying the dips. So they short the price of Kaspa and they buy the dips. That's how they're making their money with Kaspa. And eventually, because they've accumulated enough, eventually they'll list a spot and you see Kaspa make all that gains back and then some. That's what they want to happen. So yeah, I think Binance again are continuing to accumulate Kaspa. Wallet 2 again holding 949 million Kaspa, $74 million worth. You'll see a listing coming through hopefully in the next few months, or soon enough for Binance and Kaspa, and then you'll see Kaspa's price rip like crazy. And yeah, there you go as well. Shout out to you again, Crypto. Thank you very much, man. Yeah, join the executive channel free for 7 days. You can see right here as well, 7-day free trial. You can learn a lot more in there, the information provided in there as well, alongside trade alerts and whatnot. We are ultimately trying to lock in a lot more so you can level up your trading game and knowledge in crypto through there as well. So you want to find that sort of stuff out, then again, links are down below in the description and on screen right now as well. And don't forget, the only people worried about the price are ones who are trying to dump this bull run. Yeah, pretty much. And don't be wrong, taking profits is perfectly fine. Nothing against that. But those who are worried about the price are the ones who are truly worried about, just wanted to make gains this cycle, kind of leave. But this cycle is different. And those who are trying to make gains and then leave, like, again, I think that in itself could potentially be a mistake, in the sense that we are seeing evidence that crypto is taking over the monetary system. Swift's going to ICE 2022, everything's going online on blockchain. Leaving may be a problem. Going back into fiat may be a problem. Of course, I'm not saying don't do that. You do your own research, you trade your discussion. I'm not a financial advisor. I will be taking some profits. I might even play around the capital I make and put into fiat, but most of it's going to stay in stablecoins, in crypto, because I see what's coming to the space, and I think it's very bullish, and it's worthwhile sticking it around for longer. And yes, also Twitter. Yes, Cryptony, absolutely right. Follow me on Twitter right here as well. I've not been as active recently, but I am going to be leveling up a lot more so as well, making more posts about Kaspa and crypto as well. So you want to also tune into information regarding what we talk about in these streams and whatnot, then check me out on Twitter as well. 15.8 million, 1 BPS, 158 million, exactly 10 times that. Yeah, it's a very astute observation there, actually. You saw Kaspa managed to make 15.8 pre 10 BPS, and I did 158. So we've literally done a 10x, as you'd expect. So theoretically, therefore, should, if, and even when we reach 32 BPS, you're going to see 15.8 million times 32. So you'd see over half a billion transactions a day once we reach 32, and of course then it'd be 1.5 billion once we reach 100 BPS. So that's, again, this is what's going to come to Kaspa. Should and if and when we reach 100 BPS, you're going to see over 1 billion transactions, 1.5 billion transactions a day with Kaspa. That can handle the whole world. Not yet, Wing Hong, not yet, but hopefully soon enough. Natural cart thing I did with AI by the use of Gemini to make image and have a sort of 2 image Mario Kart. Okay, I had a feeling, I just saw it and I thought, you know what, that's really cool. I can't imagine that's a true thing right now, but I think, again, the concept of it alone, I think is cool. And I do think these sort of games, I mean, I think this is also a great way to get some value. Certain meme projects in the Kaspa community that are just straight up memes, for them to have some form of longevity, you need to create incentive around them and some use case. Like, memes are going to go eventually in the future. The only thing that stays for a long time is stuff that actually has some utility as well. Like Nacho, again, they're doing a lot right now. Wolfie, they have a literal restaurant behind them. Other projects, I mean, Kango, I think Kango's great. I think Kango's very great. They're doing a lot of listing stuff. And they have got an AI, they got a Gen AI bot actually now. Professor Kanga, I think it's called, or something along that lines. And there was something else as well. I did announce this or answer a question to someone in my community about what they're trying to do as well. Oh yeah, they're also building a game for NFT revenue share. So Kanga also got the right idea. If what they're trying to do now is try and build incentive and utility behind their meme to give it more longevity. That's what you need to do. So I think that's, again, I mean, Nacho can a lot right now. I think Nacho is going to remain probably the most dominant meme account for quite some time. At least KRC20. I'm not sure what it's going to look like on the LFGs and stuff like that, and the DEXs, and on Casplex. I tried to read Dagnite white paper. I couldn't understand a thing. Can you tell me what Dagnite is? Like I'm stupid. Yes, I can do my very best. Let's see if I can find the paper in my community, because I know I spoke about this a very long time ago. But there was something regarding the paper regarding Dagnite that I saw. There's a little part at the end of it which is the main important part that you need to read onto. Let me see if I can find it. I believe it was posted by Captain Sats again. Here it is. Yep, Captain Sats, as always, legend. I made the post actually in my community. This is back March 2025, so 7 months back now. In short of this document here, in short of this, Dagnite is the perfect blend of the Ghost Dag and Spectre protocols, allowing you to have the ability to scale and be responsive to network latency, while removing the security constraints on throughput and be suitable for smart contracts. So it basically means Dagnite is the perfect blend of Ghost Dag and Spectre. Spectre has the ability to scale and go faster and faster and faster with latency. However, it does have shortcomings. Shortcomings in regards to where the blocks can switch places longer after they're confirmed. So, which to my understanding, actually, I think Spectre is actually Tom Polinsky's like baby. Like, as much as he obviously is responsible for kind of all the protocols behind Kaspa, his real conviction and his true baby is Spectre. But Spectre didn't achieve the Ghost Dag architecture narrative where you had parallel block rates and whatnot. So Ghost Dag was limited in regards to network latency, which Spectre achieves, but Spectre was limited in regards to, I believe it was in regards to parallel blocks along that lines. So Spectre was terrible, abysmal for smart contracts. Ghost Dag's fine for it. So the idea of Dagnite is basically taking the best parts of Spectre and the best parts of Ghost Dag. That's why when people say Dagnite's nowhere near complete yet, it'll take a long, long time, I'm there thinking, you do understand that Dagnite is basically the perfect blend of Ghost Dag and Spectre, right? So all we have to do is take the Ghost Dag protocol and then just find a way to uniquely... I mean, it's still not going to be easy, I'd imagine. I mean, I have no idea, but you've got to take the Ghost Dag protocol, which they already have, and they've got to just intertwine the good parts of Spectre to make it work. And that's Dagnite. Basically giving Ghost Dag the ability to scale with latency so it's still suitable for smart contracts while being able to scale even faster. That's ultimately what it is. Dagnite is just Ghost Dag and Spectre had a baby. That's literally what it is. That's the way I could dumb it down. Dagnite is two of Kaspa's strongest protocols, had a baby, out comes Dagnite. And it's going to be a thing of beauty. You've seen Charles Hopkinson, the Cardano founder, give his praise to how amazing Spectre and Phantom is. You've seen Vitalik Buterin, the Ethereum founder, give his praise to how amazing the Ghost Dag is. And you see two of the biggest founders of two of the biggest, figures in crypto from Cardano and Ethereum talking about two of Kaspa's strongest protocols, how great they are. And you're going to see Tom Polinsky and the devs and team blend them together. Jeez, Nadar, you're going to be doing that for quite some time, I imagine. Then who knows how long that'll take. Jay didn't say hello to Octoplus's wave, did I not? Oh, I didn't. You're right. I'm sorry, Octoplus. Welcome, bro. Hope you're doing very, very well. I apologize for my ignorance there. Can Binance keep the price down even in the bull run that is coming for all altcoins? I mean, they could do whatever they want. I would care to believe that they wouldn't be able to keep the price down for that long. I think once the narrative flips, it would be in their best interest to sell it to suppress the price to actually start lifting it and send the price up higher. Because right now, the bull run hasn't... Well, it's starting now. So the bull run's now looking good now. But during this whole phase, it's been kind of just altcoins bleeding. Nothing happened, just Bitcoin. When the altcoin cycle starts, if you want to continue making money, you're not going to suppress Kaspa. You want to just be like, okay, money's coming in. Let's list Kaspa now. And we'll see its price explode. Because we're now going to start pumping the value of Kaspa. And we already accumulated so much from shorting it and then buying the dips. What's the speed of Spectre? I don't know the exact speed of Spectre. It ultimately means it can scale with latency. So it basically just means the better hardware, the better the hardware gets, the better the latency gets, it will just scale with it. So I don't think it has a fixed speed limit. It just scales with it. So the better it gets, the latency, the better the hardware gets, the better speed that Spectre would have. And therefore, same thing for Dagnite. Spectre is independent of DAG architecture. Ghost Dag can't scale. No, so Ghost Dag can scale, but it has limitations. But we'll read it on here a little bit. So, huge advantage of Ghost Dag over all proof of work algorithm is that it can remove the security constraints on throughput. In all the text, increasing the block rate directly increases orphan rates, whereby killing security. Some tech allows sharding the network and then increasing the number of shards while retaining slow block rates for each separate shard, whereby increasing the block rate by retaining slow confirmation times, as well as many other issues consequently to sharding, such as load balancing and data availability issues. However, they still do not allow increasing the block rate in each shard. GhostDAG is the proof of work to allow reducing block rate on a non-sharded network. But there's still some limitations. So we still have the hardware upper bound network latency, and the rest of the properties in the network are derived from this bound. So, I mean, again, kind of just reading from that there. Effectively, what is just is the idea that GhostDAG can. I mean, you've got Rusty Kaspa out, which is, I think, the additive protocol to help Ghost scale. We went from Golang to Rust because Golang, you know, was great but limited. Rust is the new hard fork, effectively, of GhostDAG. And then DAGNite is going to be GhostDAG with Spectre. What is shard? I mean, again, I'll do another revise of this paper and see if I can get a proper answer for you. There's some elements of that, again, that will go over my head. The simplicity of it for me is just GhostDAG is what we're currently on, with the Rusty protocol being the main factor of it. Spectre is something that scales with latency, so it's faster in theory, but it has issues that it can't. It is terrible for smart contracts. You can see that here. Spectre is fine for a distributed ledger, but abysmal for smart contracts, which is why it was decided that Kaspa would implement GhostDAG and not Spectre. With DAGNite, you achieve both Nakamoto consensus security independent of block rates, rapidly converging linear ordering, responsive to actual network latency. So yeah, GhostDAG is the parallel block confirmations, and Spectre is the speed, and then DAGNite's the both together. When is DAGNite released again? We haven't got a confirmation date, unfortunately, just yet. We know from Michael Sutton that they're currently working on implementing it right now. We saw that not that long ago, actually. Michael Sutton. How long ago was it? It was on the 1st of October he announced this. Right? Have I gone back too far? It was 1st of October, no? No. Was it? No, it was release of it was released at Casplex's launch. That's when he announced it. Where did he announce it? He mentioned that they're currently working towards his thoughts on the Casplex smart contract, alongside also talking about here it is. He spoke about it here, and he spoke about other research and development updates. In short, DAGNite being worked on by some decoders. Initial implementation is already taking shape, and the VPROG's not only a yellow paper, but Rust prototype is well in progress. So, also really, really good stuff as well. So we should be hopefully seeing that coming out sometime next year. Is there a crypto class I can take to understand all the terms, latency, zero knowledge shard? I don't think there's a class per se. I'm sure if you ask these sort of questions in the free server, Winghong, people who are more tech savvy than me, because again, the community is a place for all of us to learn more about, they could also answer your questions and whatnot. I could potentially provide you some answers. It's just I haven't got them on hand right now, so I need to do what I do best, which is research, and then I can absorb that information and then let you know. But if you join the free server, Winghong, and you ask him there, I'm sure people can give you a response. I know Tony is very technical. He's a IT guy, from my knowledge, so he might have an idea. So that's yeah. Again, just check out the free server, and hopefully you can get some answers in there. If not, then I'll try and provide some answers for you, and do some research for it. What's up, pumps and dumps? I feel sad for people waiting for Kaspa to pump and making gains, while others and I are already pumping our bags and our altcoins. I don't feel bad about it at all. I mean, I've made it very publicly known that Kaspa's not moving right now, and that there are gains being made elsewhere. The difference is, like, whilst everything else is pumping, everything else is also likely to dump as well, just like your name suggests. As CZ once said, hype is short term, building is long term. And again, I've been public about what I hold. I hold other assets. I hold Cashback as well, which has done very, very well recently. You know, I've made my gains elsewhere as well. I talk about these. I went in my VIP. I'm talking about other assets more so as well, and that's stuff I'm looking in towards. Kaspa for me is the strongest asset in the space. It has all to go for. I'm investing in cryptos and I don't understand a lot of the basics, the technology. Well, that's something you need to look into more definitely than Wing Hong. Again, we'll try and provide more information and research in our community there. You can learn more in there. But other than that, it's just a matter of just turning up every day and learning more and more. Stuff like some of the information, in all honesty, I mean, there's certain information that you may not need to know. Stuff like sharding, again, I'll look up what the sharding is, but in regards to the in-depth technicality of Kaspa, I don't think it's something that I need to know. Because you've got to think about it as well. I mean, of course, if you know it, you have an advantage over a lot of other people in the space. So it's a benefit. But by not knowing it, you are still earlier than other people, but you're going to be in the same breath as those who are going to be coming in the next few years. They're going to learn about blockchain. Or not even that, they'll be going through their banks like usual with the online banks, and they'll be going through blockchain without knowing they're going on blockchain. They won't understand the technology at all, but they're just like, oh yeah, Kaspa's is the cheapest chain. Again, when you go onto a crypto exchange and you go to send money somewhere, it always gives you the cheapest option and the best option. So once Kaspa's widely adopted, you'll probably see Kaspa just be that first choice for a lot of people. My professors taught me, if I don't know rigorous detail, you don't know it at all. I mean, true. It's definitely, again, I don't want to discredit saying don't know about it. Knowledge is definitely power. It's something I strive towards. That's why with my VIP, I strive to learn more about what's happening in this space so I can better myself in this market, position myself. And this, I'd argue that my knowledge of Kaspa is quite good, but when it comes to technicality and, the coding stuff, I don't know that stuff. I'm not a coder. I don't know what it means. All I could do is ask those who are in that field to explain it a bit more to me like I am 5. And see if they can give me an understanding of what it means. If not, then I can just see if I can research it. But there also is a world where you can just say you don't need to know it. You should know it, but you don't necessarily need to know it. You know a lot more than I do. I don't know the tech details. I mean, again, we're here to learn Wing Hong. So if you want to find out more, definitely check out the server. And if you have any questions, again, just ask them. Because when I can't, again, certain questions that I can't answer, like the sharding thing, I don't know what shards are. So you go ask in the Discord server, in the Kaspa channel, like, what does this mean? You'll probably find an answer. There's a lot of documentation in there as well. You can just search up and look through. So feel free to do that, brother. Now, in continuation, as we're about to wrap up soon anyways, we got this post here. Fed Governor Stephen Miram has called for an aggressive rate cut of 50 BPS, which would be insane. I don't think we're necessarily going to get that, but with the government shutdown still ongoing right now, almost reaching 8 days. We're currently at day 6. 8 days is the typical length. People are now predicting a 3-week long shutdown, which would be insane if that happened. We are seeing more and more belief that we're going to see more cutting of rates into a re-accelerating economy, which would be really reassuring news. And we're seeing institutions starting to get more actively involved in crypto as well. Grayscale's Ethereum Mini Trust ETF and Grayscale's Ethereum Trust ETF have become the first US-listed spot crypto exchange traded products to enable staking, which is another first mover milestone for the firm. And also Solana's as well has enabled staking as well. So we're seeing some very, very big strides and steps taking place right now. A big day for crypto on Wall Street. And we can read that in here from Eleanor Terrett. First ever staking exchange traded product, ETP, is set to launch on Wall Street today, marking a major milestone in the crypto investing history. Grayscale added staking to Ethereum and Solana products. Move makes Ethereum, both trading on the NYSE Arca, the first US listed spot crypto ETPs to offer staking, while GSOL, which trades OTC, becomes one of the few ways for investors to access Solana staking through the traditional brokerage account. It's going mainstream, going TradFi, it's doing wonders right now. And this is going to open up another avenue of accessibility into crypto, which is going to only pump crypto a lot higher as well, and also incentivize more liquidity coming to altcoins as well. We can look at what Solana is doing right now, actually, on the back of that. I'd imagine it's performing quite well after that announcement. Solana currently up 2%. Yeah, it's quite good for Solana right now. Again, the biggest assets right now that are doing the best is Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, and XRP. Everything else is, and actually BNB. But everything else right now is, there's still gains to be made everywhere, but everything else right now is kind of lagging behind a little bit. BNB again is making higher highs continuously right now. See how long that goes on for. In crypto, a shard is a smaller partition of a blockchain network. The main chain is split into the parallel sections, each processing its own transaction and data. This allows the network to handle many more operations simultaneously, significantly increasing its speed and capacity. Is a key scaling solution, often called sharding, to avoid network congestion without compromise on centralization. That confuses people between shard and DAG. The DAG is kind of if you read onto it again, so it talks about subtext allowed sharding, but then the DAG is another element to that, where sharding basically do not allow increasing the block rate in each shard. So Ghost DAG is the kind of the first proof of work that allows you to increase the block rate in each shard, from what our understanding of this therefore. If that makes further sense. Again, it's understand if it doesn't make sense. We'll continue to learn more and more and try and spread the knowledge. And again, my way of explaining it right now is not up to scratch, up to par, and I accept that. I'm sure, again, if those who are in my server, if you ask them, they'll be able to give you a very thorough, thought-out answer as well, and might make it easy for you to understand as well, which would give you a better indication of what's the difference between DAG Knight and sharding and Ghost DAG and Spectre and a lot of it. But that being said, though, family, that does actually conclude today's Kaspa Crypto Live stream. As a short recap, we've been getting very exhausted by the price as per usual, but we are seeing Kaspa make history, achieving what roughly a quarter of what Visa roughly handles, which is really, really big news. 158 million transactions, just short of what Bitcoin is able to achieve in a year, which is insane right now, honestly. We're going to see some listings coming through, hopefully soon, with HTX seemingly eyeing up Kaspa a little bit. Binance, again, likely going to be listing soon enough, we hopefully believe. Kaspa, again, making milestones, doing 10 times what it did with KRC20. And we've got TPS out at this point as well, so it makes complete sense. This stress test did cause a lot of double-edged sword repercussions from exchanges going down, like Gate, Bybit, MEXC. The hash rates on certain things went down as well for a little bit, just due to API issues. It looks like basically these other platforms, exchanges and layer 2s are not competent enough to keep up with Kaspa's architecture, its speed. That hopefully will change it enough. And then we'll see Kaspa take over the world, take over Swift, with decentralized nature being also scalable, the best solution out there as well. And Kaspa's going to soon overtake Silver stock to flow ratio, meaning it's going to start becoming perceived as more valuable than Silver as well, which is a very, very significant milestone for Kaspa as well. Government shutdown sending the markets a lot higher. 50 BPS could be potentially happening next end of the month. And we're seeing expansion adoption with staking ETPs coming to crypto as well, which is great stuff right now. That being said, though, family, hopefully you enjoy today's stream. We are not rich yet, but we hopefully will be soon. The market's looking very, very bullish. Bitcoin again testing all-time highs continuously right now. Hopefully to not get exhausted, it continues in this front. If you enjoyed, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Check out more information in the free server, even more in-depth analysis in the VIP. All is available down below in the description, and check out BYDFI as well. No KYC, no VPN, regulated exchange. You can get many discounts through my affiliate link as well, so check that out if you want. That being said, family, have a great day, good evening, and good night, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care now.